I would like to dedicate this video. Actually, I titled it "How to Make Your Own Sex Pill and Smart Pill or Limitless Pill using herbs." Well, I've been fascinated with herbs, and I do use herbs for a very long time, and I would like to go through ways of using herbs and also stacking them to get a desired result, which could be anything that you want. But in my case, the way I got into the using herbs was that I have diabetes, and now it's type 1 diabetes. I use insulin, and I needed the herbs to help me reduce my blood sugar, and I have hypertension too. Well, actually, right now I'm also doing an hour and a half of cardio every day, and that has helped my circulation, and it has kept my infections away, because if you don't have good circulations, then infection can become a problem, um, which it was until last year. I lost two of my toes. Well, one I lost only half, the other one I lost it completely, and I did also lose my left eye to infection, but that one I had a lot of other problems too. But it was really the infection that was the nail in the coffin. So I'm very interested in cardio exercises, and I cannot quit that because I also have heart problems that it keeps it at bay, and also keeps the infection away because it increases the circulation. But well, as I said, the way I got into the herbs was using herbs to reduce my sugar. My mother is a psychic, and she also uses herbs extensively, and she was trying to help my dad. He wasn't listening or taking medication, but he couldn't stop her from feeding him all these herbs to reduce his sugar and keep him alive as long as she could. Uh, Primarily, I got two, three herbs. I've forgotten some of the names, but I have them and I use them. Cinnamon is one of them that reduces sugar, and I buy them, and I have like 10 different herbs that I use every 2, 3 days. I don't use them daily because I don't want to accentuate any side effects that there might be. But one of the good things about herbs is that they they are not site specific, because most medicines are site specific. They target a certain organ or a certain process that goes on in the body, and if you abuse them, you're gonna have side effects that are serious. But herbs, they just generally impact you in a good positive way in a given area, like sexual dysfunction or lower blood sugar levels. And they don't have a lot of side effects. In fact, you could use them as food. Basically, this is how humanity dealt with them. Used them as a spice and medicine too. Um, Anyhow, I use herbs for a long time, and there is a way to buy the herbs without any worry as to their quality. I get a lot of my herbs right from the dollar store. I mean, most of the cinnamon I got from the dollar store, and there is uh, tur tur Tomerculum? No, I always get this herb's name wrong. Tur Turmeric, something like that. It's the herb that's good for memory and concentration. And I get that from the dollar store. I got a whole package, more than an ounce for $1. And there is cumin. I got that from the dollar store, but a lot of them you cannot get from the dollar store. And I buy them off of eBay, and this is totally safe because they come from the farmer, and they come from the herb distributor, and they all have eBay rating. Most of them are like 100% or 99% or so, because other people besides me they buy the herbs, and usually they are in the powder form. They come in a little package. They just mail them to me. I buy them like for an ounce or so, and the way I use the herbs for diabetes is I take larger quantities of herbs for diabetes, like a quarter of teaspoon or more. I don't know how many grams is that. It surely is more than a gram. It's 2-3 grams, or at least a gram. So that's far more than what a pill will have. A pill will have like 500 milligrams or half a gram. So an eighth of a teaspoon is plenty of cinnamon or other herbs. And I buy these fruit yogurts, and I put like 10, 15 of the herbs that I like that help my sugar level, like and a piece of paper. I just keep adding each herb, and then finally I mix them into this fruit or yogurt, and just mix them up and eat them. But the other herbs that I use that are good for memory and concentration or helps your mental functions, you shouldn't take a lot of them. And the herbs that are good um, for sexual dysfunction and energy, which is the problem most middle-aged and 50ish kind of men have like me, those you should take in trace amounts because they might have some side effects. Um, I don't know if you have taken sex pills. Most of the side effects is that after you take them and they're done, you start shitting all over the place. That's not very nice. So it would be better to take less less amount of them, and make them into a stack, so the side effects are minimized as much as possible. The the herbs that have to do with the brain functions, they they are they don't have as many side effects. Oh, I remember the name of this herb, turmeric, which helps with memory and brain functions. That's a very nice herb, and I take turmeric with Bicopa Monnier main coming again in about a week later. The way I do it is like I have these jars that I buy from the dollar store, and they have a lid that's pretty tight lid. So I put the ounce or 2 ounce or 3 ounces of the herb that I buy in the jar, and I have the jar sitting side by side, like those 4 jars. And then when I am ready to take these herbs, what I do, I have a little it looks like a stick, a plastic stick, but it actually was a milligram spoon from phenylpiracetam shipments that I had, and I dipped the uh, dipped this stick in the tea, green tea and regular tea that I make, and then dip it into the herb and lift up, due to the wetness of the stick, what 250 milligram, half a gram whatever it picks up, that's a trace amount. That's a nice trace amount. I dip it back into the tea. Then I go to the next herb, and so on. So this way, you don't overdose on a certain herb. You always have a trace amount. And if you look at most of the pills that you get off of eBay that are smart pills, that's all you get, 500 milligram or half a gram, and that's plenty. That's enough to do its job. So for a smart pill, and this is going to be very cheap, go buy yourself 3 ounces or 2 ounces of Bicopa and Monieri, an ounce of you can get more than an ounce. You can get 5 ounces from a dollar store. 4 ounces of turmeric. It comes in a powder form. They're all in powder. And what else is the other one? Lion's mane. That's also in the powder form. And ginkgo biloba. They're all in the powder form. So you'll have 4 jars side by side, and if you dip that stick that's wet with with green tea, you will get 4 of these herbs that are very powerful, plus you'll get the theanine from the green tea, plus the sweetener, whatever you are using. So I mean, that is a very nice, powerful smart pill. I don't know if there is anything as good. I also buy, and you can buy them cheaply, for phenylpiracetam, and I dip my stick in there and lift up like 250 milligram or half a gram, and put it in my tea. And I have another one that's called New Pep, and they sell these in so many grams or so many. I don't know if it's the price wise right to buy it in an ounce, but I got so many grams that it was pretty cheap. So right there, I mean, that's what 5, 7 different nootropic herbs and drugs. You can't get any better anywhere, even if you buy commercial smart pills. That it's not gonna come close. Most of the herbs they sell on the eBay for like $4 or $5 an ounce, and that includes shipping. So I think if you follow my recipe, you're gonna get a fantastic results with a few dollars, like $20 or $25, for a very long time. 'Cause it will take you forever to run through all the herbs and so many grams of piracetam or phenylpiracetam and new pep. Uh, this is beautiful stack. Uh, the other thing that I have problem, and most people who are younger and probably watching this video, they don't have these problems, is I'm in my 50s, and it helps to boost the energy and testosterone levels. I still would like to date. I'm not gay. So I would like sex pills similar to Viagra or other pills. I don't know. I forgot the name for what the diabetics take. Anyhow, so I use 3, 4 different herbs for these, and basically I buy them in the same fashion. I buy them an ounce or 2 ounces from the farmer off the eBay, and it's usually like $5 or so. Right now I'm using 4 herbs, and I read you the name. The first one is maca, and I buy it as powder form. The other one is called yohimbe bark the powder form, which I just buy it off of the farmer, like an ounce or two. The third one is ginseng, the Chinese ones, not the Americans or any other kind, just the Chinese ginseng. And there is another one. I gonna remember this one. Well, I have one that's called horny goat weed, but it's in a leaf form, and I have to crush it and use it. But there is another method of using that one without using tea. You have to use it with the tea ball, which is a stainless steel mesh ball, and you put it in the mesh ball and with other herbs, and you dip it into the tea and it infuses in there. But these three uh, staudibilus, yeah, I'm not getting that name right. Staudibilus something. That one it didn't come in the powder form. I have to crush it. And that one plus yohimbe bark and maca are basically the ingredients to the many sex pills that you can get these in on the cheap, and you do the same with them. You make a tea with green tea or regular tea, and you dip a stick in each of one of those herbs and lift up as much as it will lift on the tip of the stick. That's your trace amount. You don't need a tremendous amount because you don't want the toxicity or side effects. You just lift that and drink it with the tea, and that should be equivalent to a nice sex pill. Um, Regarding diabetics, I have two, three other herbs that I'm using, but I've forgotten the name because I bought them and they're just sitting in a stack that I use regularly. But one of them is cinnamon, and there are a few other ones. There is a herb my mother sent me that deals with inflammation of the joints. Basically, what you do is you initially buy the smart pill or buy the sex pill, and you look into the ingredients and see what herbs they have used or chemicals they have used, and then you go in and buy those off of eBay at so many grams or an ounce, and that usually comes up very cheaply. And I mean, I haven't had any trouble from the farmer or from the main distributor. Usually will sell you phenylpiracetam or Nupept. Those are nice ingredients for a smart pill. Hope this video have served you well. Uh, I study herbs, and another way of infusing the herb into your tea is buying a tea mesh, stainless steel, what they call it, I forgot. But basically, you put it into this little ball that's kind of meshy, and you close the ball, and it usually has a string or a stick, and you put it in the tea and go back up and down, so it infuses all the juice into the tea. That's what I do with the horny goat weed or other herbs. Some my mother sends me. There is no name, or there is names, but they are very strange to American audiences. So I'm not going to mention them here. Uh, and you basically all you have to do is get on the Google and find the herbs that do the trick and buy them, and you know they are an excellent remedy and extremely cheap, long suffering servant. Anyhow, uh, I'm grateful I don't have many other troubles uh, that I have to go look for the herbs. Oh, there is one other herb that I use, but I have medication now, and it's because when the diabetics they have trouble shitting, so it helps my bowel movement. There is a herb my mother has sent me. It roughly translates into the flower of a cow tongue herb, but I don't know the English version of this. It's an herb. I use it with the tea mesh situation, and it helps me go. But I have other medication the doctor give me that helps me do the same thing. What else? There are herbs to take that will help your digestive system go easily, digest the food, not to give you hard times. Uh, I have to look up herbs that help with circulation. There are herbs that Nostradamus used to use them to help him activate the functions of the mind that have to do with prophecy or other qualities of the mind. But they are psychedelic herbs, and some Indians use it. I don't get into those very much. uh, I am very careful, and I try to do my psychic stuff with meditation and concentration, a lot less with herbs. I'm not much fond of psychedelic drugs. I found them troublesome. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I am very hopeful this will go viral, so my other videos that have to do with philosophy or religion can also get some benefit out of it. Thank you. Have a nice day.